Ta-da!
Ta-da-ta-da. Surprise.
Whoa, what the hecky Twitch? Changing your layouts? Nah,
Changing their
sister.
layouts?
You ain't getting me to no secondary layout. Quick actions needs to be at the bottom. Chat is at the side.
God, Twitch. I'm meant to be the one who gets this shit.
There we go. Save.
Hello everybody, so a bit of exposition while Blue does set up. I don't think anyone's here yet, but just so it's here posthumously. We had a bunch of boring adult admin to do. I guess is how we're gonna say that. So we were like, we can't do this, and then it got super late and we were like, but we both really want to do it.
We both really want to do it. Look, we have done this every week since October. It is a matter of precedent now.
Yeah, when you commit to a bit so long, to some extent you have to double down. But even if we only get half hour in, we will consider that a win. Because all art is good art, no matter how much time you have to do it. But yeah, Blue's gonna do a bunch of just scribbles, just little non-committal scribbles. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I will find something.
I'm gonna do scribbly stuff. Also, I opened up Twitter and was met with a tweet which was gun to your head, quote iconic Doctor Who line that isn't don't blink or wibbly wobbly, and my immediate thing for most iconic Doctor Who quote is I don't want to go.
Why did you do that?
Because I like pain, apparently. But it's true.
There was a time when I could have done the whole.
Everybody in the chat takes psychic damage. Oh no!
There was a time in my life where I would have just now done the entire 10 speech of I'm the Doctor, I am however many years old, I'm from Gallifrey. I could do that whole speech, but I can't do it now.
What's the one? There's an old Earth saying, a saying of great power and wisdom, and consolation to soul in time of need. And what's that then? Allons-y!
Oh man.
Would you like a jelly baby?
Wish the jelly babies were very
Hello
good.
everybody. No, and thank you for subscribing.
Hello everyone.
Hey,
Welcome
everybody.
to Super Secret Late Stream.
Yeah, this is, as we can see on the screen, this is super short Scribble stream. We're starting super
Wait,
late.
I'm not going to say, but Blue keeps going,
We're
committing
starting
to
super
saying it.
late, so I'm not committing to doing full artwork, so I'm just gonna doodle crap.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something.
I'm just gonna doodle crap. So yeah. While I think of crap to doodle, I'm gonna do a very hasty muscular warm up, which I will try to do very quickly since we are so late.
Yes. It's rude. I'm rude now. Our former Whovians just came straight back.
It's all number 10, you'll notice.
Yeah, 10 for me. There's a lot of 11 in frogs.
Yes. Am
10's my
I
boy.
Ginger? Always wanted to be Ginger. And you, Rose Tyler, you gave up on me. Oh, that's rude. I'm rude. Rude and not Ginger.
Oh, I made myself sad.
I don't want to go.
I know I did, my Sarah Jane Smith. Oh.
My doctor.
You. Kill me. People didn't know this about us. Welcome.
It's not something we talk about very often.
No.
Because we don't
Doctor Who lays dormant in my mind.
I don't watch modern Doctor Who. My doctor is David Tennant.
And that's my boy.
Hello.
Thank you for the help, Sexton.
Thank you.
Help. I can't say anything. Now
Oh,
you
we're
put this
doing-
title on the stream, and now I can't say anything.
Doing so
I've been cursed by a fairy.
Well, I think to respond to the Twitter thing of gun to your head, quote iconic Doctor Who line that isn't don't blink or wibbly wobbly, do you survive? The answer is yes, we all survive with passive flying colours
Yeah.
apparently.
I can go into Torchwood and SJA if you want. Matt Smith, yeah, I know Matt Smith's your boy.
Yeah.
Shrug.
Matt Colville's response to that tweet was the reason that this tweet is on my feed. His response was, never be certain of anything, it's a sign of weakness.
Good one. I can't remember the full thing. But the end of it is I've never met anyone who wasn't important.
Oh,
right?
that's a good one, yeah.
Or is it important or special? Either way.
Something like that.
I used to be able to like, yeah, I had a dictionary knowledge of Doctor Who at one point, but I'm not that person. That's my pre-Dragon Age days. Dragon Age overwrote that memory base. Yeah, I was trying to remember the Vincent Van Gogh one too. Yeah.
The thing is because that's not the reason that you can't quote that is because that's not a quote, that's an experience.
Yeah, that's a scene.
Yeah,
cinema.
Yeah, that's because the Doctor doesn't really say anything in that scene. It is just the experience of that.
He just invites someone else to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, he asks Bill Nye of all people.
Bill Nye, yeah.
Yeah, it's like people gloss over the fact that Bill Nye is in that scene.
People who really like that episode of Doctor Who, you should listen to the musical Starry. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know why every time I get in conversations about Doctor Who, I'm like, fuck, I should really rewatch Torchwood, even though that's not what we're talking about.
Good night, sweetie.
Torchwood was also very good.
You sure? Okay. Get some sleep. Don't stay up on your phone. He's very sleepy.
What am I doing?
That's
Oh,
it.
this is the sad song in the Fake News playlist. Get out of here.
You stayed awake for me.
This is the other sad song in the Fake News playlist. But I say that, the Fake News playlist is remarkably unsad.
Good.
Apart from like one. Ugh.
Did you guys see Exa emerge from inside my soul there? Good.
That scene takes a character from the past and lets them see the effect they've had on the world. If you could pick one character from our rosters to show them the impact they'll have on the world in the future, who would it be and what would you show them? I have a lot of answers for this about characters that I have for books I haven't written.
If the default pool is D&D characters, which, let's be honest, for us it is.
I don't have a lot of answers for this with characters you guys would.
I would pick Damara.
There is a character...
Because Kira weirdly, I think, can already see the effects of what she has done. But I think Delmara probably hasn't, which is wild when you think that Kirok has like a fraction of Delmara's
I've just
lifespan.
realised that you are talking, but I can't hear you.
You can't?
Give me a moment.
Oh dear. Okay, stream can hear us both. Oh dear. Camera.
No.
Why are you screaming, Stungles? Oh dear, Culls is like totally balked. Friend, come back to me. Okay.
Oh, Okay,
There we go.
I can hear you.
Aha.
Brilliant.
Good.
What were you saying? Because I didn't hear anything that you said. I thought you were completely silent.
What I was saying was that Kirok weirdly can already see the effects of what she did, which is wild when you consider her lifespan, especially on the flip side in comparison to Delmara, who can live for far longer, but probably hasn't seen anything. So I would pick Delmara to go forward and see how her actions have changed things.
Carla. That's a good answer.
Circle's done.
I'm trying to think of an answer of characters you guys would know. There's a character from the Amazius world, not from the campaign, who is an older character from a book I haven't written, that I would love to show the future because it would save them. It would stop them doing a great many things that I would like for them to have not done. If I had to pick like a character that you guys know, my answer for like Glory's, I feel like is a non-starter for the same reason, but also because I feel like, like paradoxically to her name, she doesn't care. That's not why she did what she did, you know.
I don't think that really has much of an impact, because I don't think any of our characters did anything for Glory. You know, ironically, it was that.
I mean, yeah, that's the point of the name.
Yeah.
They
all
did
it because, you know, one, they wanted to, two, they had to, three, it was the right thing to do. You know, because they were heroes at the end of the day. You could argue that's what makes them heroes.
Yeah.
They choose to do something. This they choose to do. To paraphrase a book.
Yeah.
This I choose to do.
And then I don't really have any other characters where I know what the future for them is. To be honest. All my, you know, if like, I could pick an OCAR NPC, but I don't know what their future is. That future might be fucking terrible.
This is probably something we'd asked before. Since obviously Amazius is a world that you have thought of forever, and you have, you know, multiple books really planned out for it.
Yeah.
Will our actions affect the plot of books that you have thought of?
That I have thought of at the moment? No.
Okay.
In future, yes. So there's a thing in Amazius in my brain called the current point, which is the first of Fulton 8060, which is when the campaign started. Everything I have already done, or like formed in my brain, is before that point. This is because I want everything that you guys do to be the future for that world.
Ooh.
So, no pressure, but so like if the end of the world happens, that's happening. You know, I don't want there to be anything pre-written past that point, because it should all be with you guys, because that's the nature of D&D. Anything can happen. I do have at least one full novel set in the world, but it's way back. It's way back. My world's pretty old, like both in my brain and in terms of actually how old the world is and how much. I mean, we're in 8060 is the year, so. Let's say the character gets happily ever after and things work out. Who would you pick to see the fruits of their labor? If I'm picking from characters that I control, maybe Cordelia, if things go well. I would like to give her some certainty that she does not have. That's assuming that everything went well with her, which I doubt highly.
She packed my bags last night.
Ironically, I would pick one character that I think I might pick would be Sarah, who was the baby Kobold, because she had a whole life ahead of her.
Give it to Marin, and maybe she becomes a good person. So Marin, here's the consequences of your actions. Maybe you should actually think about them. She wouldn't.
I feel like I need to apologise, but also it was endlessly funny.
Oh no, it was fucking incredible.
this is addressed to Das in particular. I was somewhat fucking with you when I messaged Nemo and I was like, in the middle of the night, Sarah grabs her storybook and takes it to have it read because it's written in a language that nobody except her can read. And I was like, this is I know what this is going to cause, but it is what Sarah would want. She wants her bedtime story read to her, and Hadrian can't read the book. And Hadrian is immediately going to wake up and freak out because she's not there.
Yep.
I 100% know this to be true, but I am doing it anyway.
It was fucking excellent because it played directly into my plans.
It was also very funny from a player perspective for you as well, because I messaged Nemo to just say, I do this, and then Nemo's like, you wake up, and the door is open, and you don't see anything, and your face of just the absolute panic.
For context, for people who don't know what we're talking about, or for people who don't remember, this is our Curse of Strahd campaign. At this point, I had already met with Strahd twice. I had gotten through those conversations by not letting him into the room. So,
when the DM says you wake up and your bedroom door is open,
my first thought was, shit, because I'm definitely treading a fine line with Strahd here. When I say a fine line, how do I what did they have going on? They had something going on. So and this was directly after we encountered a body that someone had glamoured to look like Marin.
Yeah.
So I was like, and Marin's paranoid as fuck. She thinks everything's about her. So just like the absolute panic to, can you read me a story, is the Whittler.
Just go for absolute panic, and then it's just like, you look down, and there's a baby kobold holding a book. It's gonna be like in freaking The Emperor's New Groove, and Cusco's looking around in the forest, and it's like, jaguars, darkness, shadows, squirrel!
You know what? I hate the you effect, because what happened directly after that scene is that I started doing my scheming as Marin. I should probably tell people, Marin was true neutral, but she was probably going to end up being evil. She was a real piece of work. But I realized that my scheming went from, how do I get through this, to how do me and Sarah get through this? And I was like, how did that happen so fucking fast?
It's the blue effect.
You gave me one fucking hairbrush and suddenly Marin knows what empathy is, apparently.
I found a hairbrush.
You are not immune to the blue effect.
But it's
similar to the Huriel Esador effect, but slightly different.
She does the toddler thing where it's like, you're reading a book, cool, your lap is free real estate.
Yeah, well the thing is, Marin could read any language.
Yeah, that's why she brought you the
like,
book.
I still have... Where are you? The ominous thing that was in the front of that book.
Yeah, she didn't even understand what was in the book. It was just like,
no,
say
it was just fairy tales.
Yeah, say words to me because I am a child.
Mhm. And you're cool and weird.
Yes, you're very cool. But she thought the entire party.
The
was
blue
cool.
effect was Hadrian's backstory. I mean, yeah.
Oof. Sarah thought everybody in the party was cool because kids that think that.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Marin is cool in like an emo, older teen kind of way, but she's also probably bad.
Yeah.
She could have been a good person in any other setting,
I mean,
but not that one.
Look at Thrak. She thought Thrak was awesome because it was
Thrak was awesome, but not in that way.
One of the few times that she'd seen another reptilian race, and he was just a badass that ate things, and Sarah was like, cool, I'm gonna eat things too. And then Hadrian's there like, no, spit that out.
Throwback to when Thrak was like, yeah, I've met the meat man, and we were like, what?
Who's the meat man?
Who is the meat man? When did you speak with him? Thanks. You're welcome, Naren. You play some good characters out there, bud. I cannot get over that Whittaker's a knight now. I will never shut up about this. I think it's rad. You're literally a knight in shining armor. The meat man, the man that gave me meat. Ooh, sorry about that. Quiet now. I'm like, I have to make sure you're not actually speaking.
I am not speaking presently now.
Oh my god, I should finish what I was saying before the stream started, and I was like, no, I'll save that conversation for stream. I have really, at the moment, gotten into just watching the first episodes of D&D campaigns. Just people's character intros. To see how different DMs do them.
Mm.
And also, I just keep finding random characters that I'm like, I love you. Where is your character intro? I'm obsessed with Fabian and Riz from Fantasy High. I love them. Yeah, so much. I have so much more context for every Fantasy High meme I've posted now. I have so much more context and yet still none. Yes, I very much love Fabian Aramias Seacaster. What a boy. Seacaster. Oh my god, yeah, yes, that boy.
That guy.
Torin's grandson. Grandpapa. Papa. Papa. I love him. So, okay, let me give you the pitch for Fabian Seacaster, because I will not shut up about him. He's a half-elf. He lives, so Fantasy High is like, picture like an American teen movie, but it's like a fantasy world. So there's phones, high school, stuff like that. But there's also all the fantasy stuff. And they go to an adventuring academy, which basically is a place, a high school, but where you learn, your classes are in like D&D classes. Damian Aramias Seacaster is a half-elf fighter, champion fighter. He's born, he's raised in the rich part of town, where, which piece of information goes first in this string of things? His father is Bill Seacaster, the most famous, infamous pirate of all time. His mother is an incredibly rich high elf. They took Bill Seacaster's ship, like pirate ship, moored it and turned it into a mansion. That's where he grew up. And he is like, I am gonna be the very best like no one ever was. And he's just so much. He's like he's a little dumb jock, but he's also got like a big pretty boy gene. So he's like, but his family is also so much. So the first thing that happens in his character intro is he's fencing out on the porch, on the plaza with his mother, who's drinking a glass of wine at 9:30 in the morning. And he's with his fencing teacher, and his father, who is the most pirate man to ever pirate, walked up to him and is trying to, like, they call him my darling boy, like, he is such a rich kid, and and his father's like, I've been asking around, I won't try and do the amazing pirate voice that Brennan Lee Mulligan does, because I just couldn't do it justice. They're asking around, and everyone says the thing you do is you walk up to the strongest guy and you punch him in the stomach. Your first day. So Fabian Seacaster walks straight up to you. If I say Gorgug, you know who I mean, because you're just... What word are you trying to say?
Judge.
Gorgug is a sweet, half orc barbarian who doesn't really understand what anger is, who was raised by 2 halflings in a tree, and he's like sweet, and he has a metal flower, and Fabian walks up to Gorgug and is like, oh, hey, how's it going? And Gorgug's like, oh, it's my first day, do you want this flower? And he punches Gorgug in the stomach and goes, I am Fabian Seacaster, and I am here to be great.
Oh my god.
And what happens next is Kirsten, who is not important to the story, but walks up to Gorgug and is like, hey man, I appreciate you just took that, you're so non-violent, I really love that about you. Gorgug goes into a rage, decks him for half his hit points, and just lays him out on his ass. I love him.
Oh wow.
Fantasy's great. But yeah, that's 3 of them. And then the other one I love is Riz. He's a goblin inquisitive rogue. And you already know I love that.
The one that you want to play.
He did not know he was a barbarian, I should preface this. Until it was too late. Yeah, he's an inquisitive rogue, and he's basically like... Oh my god, is this too much of a mirror? He's like obsessed with like the image of like a film noir detective. His mom is a police officer, so like his character intro is him in this like shitty 1-bed apartment that he shares with his mom, and one of the walls is entirely covered with the pictures of these missing girls that he's investigating with like red string all between them. And his mom opens the door from her night shift and goes, honey, did you sleep? I love him. It's great. Fantasy is really good. But I am not watching Fantasy High in order, because I've watched so many meme comps of it. I've watched so many meme comps of everything that's on Dropout. That I just picked it up in sophomore year, which is the 2nd season. But there's only like 4 episodes of it on YouTube. And so then I went back and watched the character intros, because I just want to watch people's character intros at the moment. And then I've watched a couple of random episodes. I don't know why I'm not just watching it in order. But it's really good. I just enjoy... I can't remember who I was talking to. Maybe it was you. Might have been you, might have been Das. But I love watching other DMs do good.
I think you just mentioned it on the art stream when we were talking about Arena.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 'Cause I love feeling that growth. I've got a lot of do something energy related to D&D at the moment. I don't know where it needs to go, but it needs to go somewhere. It should go into OCART stuff, but there's only so much OCART stuff I can do at the moment. Fantasy High also answers the eternal question of how chaotic would D&D be if everyone had mobile phones. Because they have crystals, they have mobile phones, and it...
That's freaking amazing.
It's very good. I love what Brennan does with settings. He just has some weird fucking settings, and I'm fascinated by them. I love watching how he somehow... There's a level of detail that isn't like excessive, but it's obvious that care's been put into it. And I'm like, how do you... I mean, experience is how you know how to walk that line. But it's just... Mwah. It's beautiful to watch. Like, Crown of Candy is like... That's a big political game, so he goes off on like whole... Like, his characters can talk about international politics, and it's like, a bunch of this is never going to come up. And I appreciate that you know how much of this needed to come up. Whereas Fantasy High, it's all just set in... Well, the first season anyway is all just set in one town. So, like, that's pretty intricately done. In terms of, like, the drama between, especially students, it's all, you know, centered around high school. So there's a lot of drama. then you get things like fucking Talmine not saying things right. It's objectively one of the funniest fucking things in the world. I have context for that entire camera dancing video now, by the way.
Oh.
Holy shit. The context of that is very different than I thought. Hello, Nemo.
Hello. It's funny that you should turn up.
Yeah, we were talking about you. Not right now, but we were.
I mean, you can look at what I'm sketching for that.
Hey.
Big lizard, little lizard.
Hey. Yeah, Fantasy High is also great because it has multiple classes that I want to play as characters. It's like Divination Wizard, really want to play. Reinforces that I really want to play Divination Wizard. Inquisitive Rogue really reinforces I want to play an Inquisitive Rogue.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, but I was like, if I was in a school setting, maybe I'd bring out my Abjuration Wizard, which is Nert, who was a kobold.
So today we're doing okay, bud.
Yeah, because the whole reason he's called Nert is literally just, well, he's a nerd.
Yeah,
that's where his name is from. He's a little blue kobold.
Yeah.
And when he appeared in my game as an NPC, he had a furbolg friend who was
Hey.
not very bright and carried him around. But she liked having him around because he can read big words.
Aw. I don't know who I would bring. I think I'm just obsessed with Pyra at the moment, so I want to bring Pyra into everything. Who would I bring into like a Fantasy High-esque setting? I don't know. Everyone check out your window for mist. Funny you should say that, actually. There has been a mist rolling in out the forest for the last 3 hours. What would I play? Opens my backup characters. I don't know, I think I'd have to make someone. Especially because if you guys are all fucking playing nerds, I guess like someone's gotta play a jock character.
To be fair, what often happens is whenever someone starts talking about a campaign is I'm like, oh, I could play this character.
Make a custom.
Yeah, it's like, I could play this character, I
Same.
could play this character, and then when it happens I just make a new character for it.
My god, I forget there's full ass character sheets in here. Israel, Jesus. Lina would be cool, but she's too aggro. I'm not saying the mist is not me. If I had to bring one of my backups, I'd probably bring Amara Mathelin. Because she has a kind of family-centered story. So, like, about her identity in relation to her family. And she's also probably the youngest of my backups. Yeah. By, like, a long way. Did I end up playing Aura? Maybe I think I have used her for, like, a one-shot or something, but... Where is she? She's cleric any brackets, so she'd be a cleric of some kind. Oh, cleric or paladin any. So she's some kind of holy character. Oh, I remember her. She would be good actually. Is this?
Remembering that Thrak was ridiculously tall and Sarah was ridiculously small. Lasso tall, shrink. A baby. This is why I would say things like, she clings to his tail and then just gets lifted off the ground.
What is this? I just found something in my Google Docs that I don't remember ever downloading. Oh shit, okay. This is just a thing to help me make dungeons. I wish I still have two meese. Because I need to put all of this in order, and clicking and dragging it would be so much easier. Okay, where is stuff that's going into Rosemary? It's not that. That's Rosemary for sure. And a lot of sounds. Take a sip, posture shack. You actually have water, but it's mostly by coincidence. Frog update! Look at them, my god. Look at that boy!
Let's have a look, see, show me. You look at him. Pretty boy, pretty money boy.
Pretty boy.
Pretty boy. Hot boy.
Hot boy. I love them. So good. So cool. My FC's full of cool people, which is hilarious because Iphignia is so uncool. Iphignia is just a tiny little nerd surrounded by deeply cool people. Oh, I should check actually. That might be a good talking point. I will see. Give me a moment while I break the rules of the art stream. Here's the Nick Fury of the FC Avengers. Oh, Darren's in the secret G-Pose club.
Naren, I did a doodle. Look at the baby. Now look at the big baby.
So many people have come and gone. Their faces fade as the years go by. Yet I still recall as I wander on, as clear as the sun in the summer sky.
Oh my gosh.
Tiny Nikki, happy Lala.
Lala. Potato.
Oh, is that the one today? Interesting. That's a favorite activity. Interesting. There's an account which I encourage all of you not to follow. that it does is for doing 90 days of Warrior of Light / OCE questions. The Final Fantasy account, which is why I encourage you not to follow them. I was like, oh, I wonder what today's is, see if it's interesting. As a child, what were their favourite activities? It's interesting. See if there are any other good ones.
Exa like to climb trees. Which...
Do you know what I was just... Oh, I hate us. I've always had it in my head, this image of... Because I think it's because of how the step is, how it looks. Because it's got quite a, as the name might suggest, it's got like a lot of verticality to it. I always picture Iphigenia with like her friends, and she had a lot of siblings, so like sat in like a little circle like teens do at the bottom of like a bit of a cliff. Well, not like a full cliff, but like just like a steep vertical incline, and like racing to climb them. Lots of climbing and Exa and Iphigenia's kids, I guess. Diving in snow piles, that's really cute. Annoying pirates. What a life.
I think it says a lot about our chemistry as friends that even with a character that I don't feel is too well developed, you are able to predict what my answer would be to a question. I don't consider Exa to be that well developed, yet when asked what did they do when I was little, you thought of the same response I did.
There's a couple of them in a row here, so we can just talk about this, because why not? It's fun to build characters together. In general, how in control of your emotions is your Warrior of Light?
With Exa, it's a breaking point, which is basically calm, furious.
You go straight to rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, bypass every emotion between normal and...
Yeah, it's literally, it's like she'll stay relatively calm through a lot of things and then snap.
Yeah.
It's not a gradual build up of getting more and more irate as things go up. It's like, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, someone's gonna die.
And I love that for her. Trine struggles with fear a lot, look at us.
Like,
I think Iphigenia...
Because even when she's ripping on Estinian, she's still kind of joking most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
I feel like Iphigenia is... I feel like Iphigenia is one of those people who nothing seems to bother her until you catch her on her own. Like she's fine. And honestly, like in the timeline of canon, I think she's mostly fine until outwardly fine until like Shadowbringers time. You know, I think she's one of those people who would never show that she's upset, but is if you knock on her door at night and like a little bit out of her normal sociable cycle, she will be upset. And she I don't think gets angry. I think she just gets upset. It's kind of the same question. I don't know if we have developed enough Warrior of Lights for this, but what advice would they give for their younger self? It's a tough one. This is a line from Dragon Age, but it's all I can think of. Making sure you're talking right now because I can't hear you.
I am not talking.
The only line I can think of is a Dragon Age line, which is, treasure these moments while you have them, the world will take the rest. Because, yeah. Yeah. That is very canon for Dark Knights. Daz. I see that.
For those who can't tell, by the way, this is one of the first times I have sketched Milt. So I'm simultaneously trying to work out what the hell is going on with him.
You're trying to come up with the design and draw it for the first time at the same time.
Because the main concept behind Nert is he is a kobold wizard, and his spellbook is the same size as him. And that is it. That is the concept.
This one's really... What costume would they wear for Halloween and why? Oh my god. What's a good Halloween costume?
A behemoth.
I mean, yeah. What, like choco-barding? So you've
Like
got,
choco-barding, but the behemoth. I mean, you can get the behemoth helmet. So
You
it's
can,
the
yeah.
it's the behemoth helmet, but matching armor.
I'm trying to think of like, I feel like Ophidians would be like a generic witch kind of cosplay. A generic witch kind of costume. But also like, I'm trying to think of like characters, like pop culture characters that would be funny.
Cosplays as Aerith for Halloween.
Oh my god, Aerith would be really cute for her. Retainers Exa, oh my god, that'd be so funny. Because in like the FC canon, Exa's like a public figure, so we could dress up as her. That's a nice one, Frog. And his like ting. Oh, what a immediate character profile done in my brain. Had that one. We've talked about that one on a different stream before. This is one that you do for a lot of your characters, Blue. What is their most hated food? Stuff they cannot stand to eat or drink.
The problem is that again,
We were just talking about this.
the reflection is always on me if I do not like spicy stuff, so that gets reflected a lot. But we were talking of like, I do not like coffee. I am a tea drinker, ergo a lot of my characters are. But it was like, well, if I was forced to pick one, i.e. Delmara would drink coffee. Would Exa drink coffee? Probably. She wouldn't be like.
Maybe.
She probably wouldn't be addicted to it, but it'd be one of those things of like, yeah, we can go out for coffee, and she'd actually have coffee.
Yeah, and I think as well in like just in Final Fantasy universe, tea is like a fancy-ish god thing.
Yeah.
To some, it's fancy-ish god or like green tea. They're like two different things, but they're not like British tea consumption. Gwyn in a little back costume. That's really cute. I always picture Fignia having a sweet tooth for some reason.
Because she's
Is
so
she
sweet.
not? He is sweet. Trinane hates custard. This is the second time this has come up organically, and I find that very funny. What is Fignia not?
Yeah, again, it comes up very often that I am a disgusting carnivore and like meat, so a lot of my characters also like meat.
And in the dichotomy, I'm a vegetarian, so a lot of my characters like vegetarian things.
Cucumbers. Exa doesn't like cucumber.
Done. Objective choice made.
Exa doesn't like
I
cucumber.
love getting to make random like calls like that. It's like, no, I've chosen this thing.
Look, I will be 100% honest with you. I was making strawberry jam with my mom, and pretty much 90% of the time I was sat there stirring it, and I was like, "This is how Ariash felt," because I was like, "Oh my god, this smells so good."
Strawberry.
Strawberry. And I was like, "This is how Ariash felt." She was like, "Holy shit, strawberries."
I love that for Ariash, honestly. I guess I don't know why this came into my head, but I guess Ophidia doesn't like like spring onions and rocket, like whatever that like really sharp. What is that taste?
I
Like
guess
that.
slightly bitter.
Yeah, bitterness, stuff like that. That would mean she doesn't like coffee. Then she doesn't like coffee. Yeah. And like coffee with requisite amounts of sugar, so like, yeah, I guess that reads.
Maybe she doesn't like ginger.
Mm-hmm. That might be true. That may be true. I'm just picking through these now. Just fuck it, why not? Had that one. Related but not the same question. What dessert would they be?
Would they be?
Would they be? Like, represents them. Oh, this is a tough one.
My gut response was sticky toffee pudding, and I could not tell you why.
I love that.
I could not
I
tell
think
you
if
why.
he is one of those people who can't eat coriander, yes.
Can't eat coriander.
Oh my god, I
My
love
mum
that.
can't eat coriander.
It tastes like soap. I am not one of those people. What kind of dessert would it think me to be? Do you know what my instinctive thing was? Like a meringue. Like a meringue with a little strawberry on it.
Aww.
I don't know why. But off we pie. Very good.
I haven't fully gotten settled down, but if you can't tell from the pose I've drawn of him, I picture him to be quite a proper little man.
Formal man.
He's quite a formal man. He's incredibly smart. To put into context, when he was in my campaign as an NPC, he was in a dwarven city, which for a start has rules that dictate that kobolds are essentially considered not fully sentient beings.
Oh, I remember
So they have
this.
to be kept on leads. So what Nert was doing was he was in the library, still on the lead because legally he had to, and he was researching philosophy and ethics so that he could promote kobold rights, basically. And he wanted to present a case to the Dwarven Council to be like, kobolds are people, and we should not be on leads.
What a boy.
So that's what he was. That was what he was doing when the party encountered him, and the asshole villain knocked all of his books off the table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember this.
Yeah, he's had all his books stacked up, which took him ages to do because he's so small. And because of the law, his furbolg friend had to hold on to his lead, but she fell asleep at the table, still holding on. So when the bad guy came, the bad guy came and knocked all his books off the table. Nert then couldn't reach to pick them all up because he was on a lead, so he was just there, just sort of going, and he couldn't reach. And the party picked up his books for him.
Baby.
So of course, when they were like, "Did you see a guy come through here?" He was like, "Yes, he went that way. He was not very nice."
He's also an asshole.
He's also an asshole. And then he did it again on the way out. After they finished talking to him, I remember describing it of like, he goes round the corner and then you hear a thud and Nert go, "Hey!" Did it twice.
Asshole.
Is the kick the dog trope. How do I quickly establish that this guy sucks?
Here's to that. Do we have more of these questions, or should we change the subject?
I'm happy to answer questions.
We'll keep scrolling down this person's page then. Okay, we'll do these the other way around. Then I present it because I think one of them's an earlier game question than the other. What do they always carry with them and why? I feel like I know the answer for Exa here, but go on.
I mean, a chocobo whistle.
Choco whistle, yeah.
I mean, there's a few things. Are we just going to exclude weapons and armor? Let's be honest.
I feel like we should include them because I know it's definitely if there's more than one type.
Yeah, because if we're going to include them, and I would say that Exa always carries the dragoon armor, but she doesn't always wear it because it is a uniform that makes a statement. She always has it. And sometimes when the situation requires, she's like, "Oh, okay, I need to put on the big boy clothes," and then she pulls out the Azure Dragoon armor, and it's like,
Yeah.
This is who you deal with.
Yeah, it's like people you work with who ride motorbikes. It's like, give me a minute, I need to go.
Yeah.
Just quickly dip behind this corner.
Yeah, so
fully
she
change
carries
and
it.
then come back out.
It is also slightly the Superman effect of like when dealing with people in Ishgard, particularly. It's like sometimes for some people it's like they just see the Azure Dragoon armor and don't realize that there's a person in there. So as soon as she takes the armor off, it's like, oh, you're just a person.
Can I tell you something that's... I don't think it's spoilers. Oh, no. Yeah, no, this is fine. That is canon for Estinian.
Really? Is that really what
Yeah.
happens?
He can do that.
That is hilarious.
That is canon.
It's fantastic because
People
Exa does the
recognise
same.
the armor.
Exa does
Yeah,
the
it's
same.
the exact same thing. That's really funny. Okay. Armor, Dragoon armor, but not always wearing it. The lance.
Yeah, Lance as well.
Cocoa whistle.
I didn't hear what you
Will
the last
include,
one
like,
you said.
Cocoa whistle.
Yeah, check it.
And then, like, your standard adventure things like water skin, like, ignoring that for
Yeah.
a sec. What else? What else? Get some character development here. Oh, that's a nice one for Gwen.
Aww.
Let me think. I feel like Iffy's that person at cons who has everything.
Little pouch.
You know?
Little pouch that's got like first aid, snacks, waters.
Yeah, one of her glamours literally has her canon glamour for Shadowbringers literally have this massive like shoulder bag on it that I'm like that was her like full physician's coat, like it had the bandolier of potions. Like I don't think she would have that barring the war, but like I think she's got her astrologian globe and her cards on her. But I think she probably more likely keeps it on Achilles than on her, but she always has her red mage rapier. Just in case. Like she doesn't, that's not her like go-to weapon, but if she gets disarmed, or in my head for whatever reason, if he breaks her astroplanetariums all the time. I don't know why I think this. I think in my head she like sends it out to do healing and does a lot of like the big like earthly star like explosive thing. Like I think she just puts her planetarium in danger a lot. So in my head she has her red mage rapier as like a fuck. Whoops, I broke that.
See, I just sort of kind of think of it as sort of like the D&D Magium thing of like Exa much like the Dragoon armor, because in the lore of the game when you do the Dragoon story quest, before you even go kick Estinians, but a large part of the story is you getting your armor made.
Yeah.
Because Dragoon armor, that specific Dragoon armor is special and it is made a particular way, so it doesn't.
100%,
it doesn't regularly.
It doesn't break.
It doesn't just break from anything. Obviously, you know, we've seen, you know, that it doesn't break to just anything, and I feel the same about her glaive.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't think her planetariums break like permanently. But I think part of the reason for this is, if me and Erin have talked about this at length, if you look at an astro, they never make physical contact with their planetarium. And that's either because they're so powerful that you can't touch them, like they would hurt you. But for whatever reason, I just got it into my head that they're fragile. Like, not in terms of permanently breaking them, but just like they get dented up, or like they you can fuck them up pretty easy, and that's why they always float. They don't touch them. They kind of float them around. Unless they're storing them, right? And even then they fold up, so they can't get dented, especially the one that Iphignia, I think her canon planetarium is Atlas, which is a little bit more beefy, but the one she's using at the moment is literally like 4 thin metal rings, with something floating between it. Like, it gets dented up, so like, yeah, the red mage rapier is the in case of emergency. She probably has something from the step. I don't know what it would be. It would probably be some kind of jewelry, like bracelet, or... Oh, I think it doesn't wear bracelets. It doesn't wear jewelry, though. She would have something in her bag, something, like, even if it's an amulet she doesn't wear, she'll have some kind of like charm or like stone or something from the step, just to remind her where she came from. And then like every medical supply under the sun, herbs, potions, every kind of antidote, bandages. See, that's sweet. I like that. That's a character profile right there. Small healing kit, sewing kit, full set of armor as long as it's mobile, never wears helmets because horns and it's irritating. Loves to chew on grass or straw, sort of farmer-like. Handkerchief with family symbol on there. That's a character profile right there, Stanch.
Oh, of course. Since Exa is part botanist, I guess she would technically have some kind of botany book with her.
Botanist tools, yeah. Oh yeah, Fignia would have a sewing kit on
like, she
her.
may not necessarily have the tools with her all the time, but she may have a little book. Expert press flowers with Iphignia.
I love this. It's gross. That's gross.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I feel like books should go unsaid. Iphignia probably. That's the thing though, she does have the whole Platinum Library. So to some extent, I've written enough fic about Iphignia, and in that there's a recurring thing of her stuff is kind of split across a bunch of places. So I don't think she carries a huge amount on her. I think Achilles probably has quite a bit on him. But she keeps it pretty light if she can. But it's easier for her because obviously she doesn't wear armor. She wears like enchanted robes and glamorous things, as she is wont to do. Oh, and she has a little wooden pot which has a cake of like a paste that you mix with water to make a paste that she uses to re-dye the ends of her hair.
Oh.
What was the question? Because I was messing with shaders. What do they always carry with them and why?
Yeah. What items do they carry with them?
But yeah, Iphignia has a little like I guess it's close to like henna dye that she uses for the ends of her hair. Because she has those little red, and like she picks them out like random. Every time she does them, she just picks like a couple pieces and just does that. But yeah, books. I don't think Iphignia carries a notebook. I think she has books, but not notebooks so much. She just absorbs it. She's got a better memory than I do. She just absorbs it all in her brain.
It depends. How jockey do I want to be? Do you think Exa would carry one of those like hand muscle things that you just sort of squeeze?
Did she need to? She's a dragoon. I don't know that she needs to. If she wants to work out, she's got plenty of options.
I mean, yeah, she is the party jock, so it is one of those things where it's like in between, you know, chocobo rustling, which I suppose in and out of itself is a workout, but in between of being the user dragoon, chocobo rustling, and botany, it's like spare time, cool, bench press.
Not Iphignia. Exa never sits down.
Oh,
no
yeah.
one has ever. She is the warrior of light. Never sleeps. Never sits down.
The real reason she's the warrior of light is because
The canon warrior of light. She never stops. We can picture every other character sitting down apart from Exa.
Everyone just looks at her and is like, you need to sleep, and she's like, the only time I sleep is when people knock me out. Okay, but that's
Have I
worse.
fallen off
That's
of a dragon
worse, right?
recently?
You see how that's worse.
Iphignia are taking psychic damage.
That's how they met.
Yeah, it is. That's canon.
That's how they met. They met
Yep.
when she fell unconscious off the back of a dragon that she just killed.
Yeah. That's canon. It's real. This one's tougher, but we'll throw it out there anyway. What Disney song are they? I don't know the answer to this without going digging in various Disney song libraries. For Exa, all I can think is Hercules. Like,
Oh god, you're thinking Hercules because I'm thinking Mulan.
oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
I'm a Make a Man.
Yes. I'm a big fan of this. feel like Iphignia has big Belle energy, but I don't think Belle is the right one. Oh, I don't know. It's tough. Google Disney song involving explosions. I believe this is a musicals question that I don't have an answer for. Where is my brand? To be fair, I've got more answers for musicals than I do for Disney specifically. Just scroll past Zero to Hero and I'm now picturing that entire sequence but with Exa.
Exa just comes home one day ranting to Iphignia about Ishgard, and she turns around, she's just like, I'm an action figure! It's a little tiny Zerdragoon with a spear.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't know if I have an answer for this one yet.
Ooh, that's a good song.
What is the chat saying?
Streets of Gold from Oliver and Company.
Oh, Streets of Gold from Oliver and Company.
It's a good one.
Oh, Oliver and
It's a
Company.
good one.
I fucking love them. What a good fucking movie that is.
Aww. This is very true.
That's very true,
That's
yeah.
very true.
Friendly Bee is definitely the answer for
She is friend-shaped.
Yes. But also versatile. She has the range, darling.
She has the range, darling.
Yeah, I think Iphignia has Belle energy, but none of Belle's songs really fit very well. Plus Fey magic, that's very true. I'm gonna think about this forever. I'm gonna scroll down until I find another one because I'm upset that I can't think of the answer. This is not from the same account, but this is a question I've seen going around on Twitter, and it's one of my favorites. If Square Enix made your character an NPC, where would they be? We kind of talked about this in terms of, like, FC, but like, where would they, if your quest had a side quest, where, like, in the world
I can't
would they
solidify this because basically outside of maybe Gridania, I can't think of a place that I have encountered that I think is suitable for Exa, and obviously there is a large portion of the game I have not yet gone to.
Oh yeah, just in the stuff.
Which, you know, maybe is why I haven't solidified her as a character, because I have yet to go to the zone and be like, oh, this is where Exa goes. I potentially may not be
haven't
there.
found her corner
Yeah,
yet.
I may not be there yet. Obviously,
That's very fair.
I really like Gridania, obviously, because I like forests, but that's obviously me. But I don't, obviously based off the intro of the game, I don't think Exa is from Gridania. Obviously she spent a lot of time there because that's where she got Lancer training, which then evolved into Dragoon training, and then she spent a lot of time in Ishgard because of that, but she isn't from Ishgard, and I feel like she isn't from Gridania either. But I don't know where she is from.
Haven't found her
Because
place
I haven't,
yet. That's fun.
I haven't found where she is from yet because I feel I haven't got there.
Ooh, I like that.
I
have ideas,
I
but I
haven't
won't
been
put them
there
in.
yet.
Ilmega's obviously the answer. Yeah, Ilmega's definitely where Revenant is. Trone would be part of the Paladin storyline. That's a good answer. I feel like Iphignia, if she was an NPC, she would probably be in either the Athenaeum or the Observatorium in Curthus. and she would have a side quest line to do with people in Ishgard being shitty to her because she's an Ura, and trying to shut her out of the Astro stuff, because that's how every Ura in Kurthus goes. As I have discovered recently in the White Mage quest and in the Dark Knight quest, and Ura have a hard time in Kurthus because we look like dragons. But yeah, considering in canon what Iphignia's relationship with the Observatorium is, just the Observatorium, not even the Athenaeum. Like, yeah, like it could definitely it would get ridiculous really fast. But that's where it would start. It would be around the ferry docks in Limsa. You know, answer her prompts right away. She'd probably pickpocket something from your inventory, and then she'd just turn up randomly because she's following you because she's lonely. It'd be one of those things where you talk to the NPC, and then like the dialogue box is like, "You notice something's missing from your pocket," and then the thing would be, "Track down the mysterious Ura girl." Is this a whole moment of them? God bless. Oh, interesting. Is your Warrior of Light someone you, in person, would get along with?
Maybe not, actually. I don't know. Our mutual love of birds would probably be okay.
You would have common interests.
Yeah, we have
common
interests, but it's like, you know, I'm not interested in going to the gym.
I love how much you've committed to Exa being a jock.
She's my only jock character, so I'm happy to commit to it.
Lean in.
It's not a trope that I tend to enjoy.
I kind of love it for Exa though.
It works for her. It's the Dragoon, let's be honest, it's the Dragoon.
I think I would be friends with Iphignia. She's so cute and nice. I like her a lot. I think she would almost... She'd be one of those people who's kind of hard to maintain friends with if you're not with them all the time, because I imagine her being quite shy. But I would get on with her for sure. She's a bit academically above me. She's your friend who's a little bit too into astrology, but I've kept up with those people historically. You're a little bit too loud for Trinane. Fair. I'm going to skip that one because that would get into potentially spoiler territory. Same for that one. This is a gimme. This is a gimme. We'll skim past this one. If they were an animal, what would they be? Oh, interesting. Wait, no, there's a caveat. There's an expansion onto this question that makes it much more different. If they were an animal, what would they be? What is the first thing they do when they learn they're an animal? Which implies, what animal would they be, and then they get turned into it. What is the first thing they do?
Okay. Are we putting in the caveat of no, we can't just immediately go lizard, cat, rabbit?
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Gwyn, seagull, steal food. Eat it, Hemingway.
Oh my god, would Exa just be a goose? Just to be the, I will cause problems on purpose and just hiss at people.
I hate this, but I think it's correct.
Runs into Ishgard and just causes a million problems.
That's Heavensward.
She still has the glaive.
The spear stays.
Yeah, she still has
the tribe has spoken.
She still has her glaive.
Extra is a goose chasing after Nidhogg.
Hold up.
Estinian's like, I'll allow it. Hold up? What does that mean? It means blue scoring it. Yeah. I have to think about a serious answer while you entertain this. I think, what animal are you, baby girl? I have to stop picking birds.
Birds is the easy choice, isn't it?
There's so many types. My instinct is to pick something nocturnal. I have two instincts. One of them is just a really fluffy black cat, and one of them is something nocturnal. Maybe, oh, do you know what? Maybe a hedgehog.
Oh, a hedgehog is cute.
She's a little hedgehog. No! Scratch both of those things. A doe. Yeah. Yeah. Little doe. Doe, a deer, a female deer. Mama of the forest, mama of the FC. But also, like, I don't know if this is a me experience thing, but deers always have, like, a mythical quality to them, to me. And I think Iphigenia also has that. And also just, like, a bit of the, like, wide-eyed wonder, a little skittish, but ultimately very cute, very pretty. What are you doing, Blue?
I'm causing problems on purpose.
That is absolutely what you're doing. I hate that the shape of the problem goose
Works!
similar to a dragoon helmet in a way that I will now never unsee.
Every time I walk in my Dragoon armor, your brain's just gonna go, here comes the problem goose.
Oh god, a seagull with a gun. You've created every southerner kid's nightmare. A goose with a glaive and a seagull with a gun. You've created hell is what you two have made. You have joined forces and made hell. We can't all pick birds. A little robin with a shield is cute though. That's just cute. Yeah, just this big-breasted robin with a little shield. I mean, if I have to pick a bird...
Owl?
Owl, yeah, oh yeah, she literally looks... That's what I compare her to all the time. Dragoon goose is cursed. That's the stream.
Meow, yes. Who's a
Sadie
big
knows.
girl? Who's a big girl who had a birthday yesterday?
Wolf. That's a good answer.
Somebody,
Yeah, it was Sadie's
somebody turned 18. She's a big girl. Somebody turned 18. Oh, she hates me.
She does.
She does. Oh, you big girl.
Oh my god, I have very important animal news. I forgot to tell you, Phoebe had a haircut.
Oh, she did.
She looks like a different dog.
Oh.
I don't have a picture. I'll have to try and get one at some point. But we've noticed she's overheating all the time. So, you know, she has like sheep's
Yes.
down essentially. We like trimmed it all back. Haircuts remove like 15 years off dogs. It really does. Her fur underneath is like kind of wiry, and like a you would expect from a short hair dog. And the sheepdogness of her is intensified. Like she is so like Dalmatian-y spots. It's very cute. Give me the cool visual, Frog. I want to hear. I've just realized I literally called Iphigenia a perturbed owl the other day.
Yeah, I
Should have gone straight there.
Yeah.
She does look like a perturbed owl. It's because she's got these guys. Iffy is a reindeer with the astrolabe weapon floats in her antlers. Oh, she's got like a little night sky. I love it. All the little like strings of fate between them. Little. Oh. Exa is a mongoose, cursed, deeply cursed. So cursed it did actual damage to me.
I'll agree to Mongoose. I will.
Agree to Mongoose.
So if we're not if,
I've lost control of this
if
conversation.
if we're unhappy with the goose, then I will commit to the Mongoose.
I feel like it got worse. Mongoose do kill snakes, that's true, the reptile killer.
Yeah. Does that mean that
If X is a mongoose, Gwyn's a raccoon.
Does that mean X's Pokemon is a Zangoose?
Maybe. Maybe we've inadvertently found the answer to that.
A shiny Zangoose is blue, I believe.
I always thought of Exa as a honey badger.
Also fitting.
We were all just like, what are the most violent animals that are also like not arch predators?
Yeah, I think a shiny Zangoose is not a bad call for Exa as a Pokemon, but we're not gonna open that can of worms.
Opening that door.
We're not opening that door this stream. We'll do that another stream. But yeah, shiny Zangoose for Exa. I now have to try and farm a shiny Zangoose. Damn it!
Ooh, 1, 2, or 3, believe.
2.
On the spectrum of chaotic evil to true good, where does your character stand? So they want your D&D alignment.
Chaotic good.
I think, yeah, chaotic good is probably the answer.
Chaotic good.
He's definitely not lawful good.
Hell no.
That's Gwen stealing from a bunch of Miko.
She gave Justinian a wedgie. What part of that is lawful?
Nothing dragoons do is lawful. See, here's the thing. We were just talking about that, Nemo. We talked about that earlier. Ifignia is mostly good, but she does end up in things that are not good. Like, I talked around it earlier, but she, in the canon Astro plotline, is blackmailing multiple people. In order to not get extradited to Charlayan for the theft of national secrets, but she is doing it. She's not alone in doing it, but she is doing it. So yeah, she's definitely not lawful good. Very nice. Neutral good or chaotic neutral? Neutral good. Good answers, everybody. 1 or 3, Blue?
1.
If they were a villain, what would be the breaking point for why they became a villain? We're obviously going to talk in vague and non-story ways right now.
See, this is the thing, because I haven't really built X so much. The most I have in terms of motivation would be something happens to Ifignia.
That's something. That's not nothing. Again, this is character development stuff, so it doesn't matter. It's just getting your brain going. Go too far into Dark Knight? Yeah. For Ifignia, I think she would have to think she was doing the right thing, but she had been led astray in some way. Yeah, that's what I'll say on that. Like, if she got misled into thinking that she was doing something that would help people, but actually served some darker forces' purposes, that would both in doing it she would become evil, but also like the moment of realization would also probably make her go villainous a little bit. And then the last one was 1, 2, 3. What was your Warrior of Light's reason for becoming an adventurer? What was your OC's reason for becoming involved in their story? What was the reason for becoming an adventurer? I'll launch into this because I have an answer for this. Ifignia's is because her friends all wanted to go on adventures out of the steppe, and so she went as the responsible adult who was going to learn how to heal. That was Ifignia from the get-go. Did she lose her way a little bit for a while and become Black Mage? Yes, but everyone has rebellious phases. She lost her friends, okay? She had to go down a bit of a self-discovery before remembering that she was intending to be a healer. That's canon anyway in her Warrior of Light line. In her normal See, in the FC timeline, she was always a healer. She was always an extra. If Ignia needed help, I appreciate that. I love if Ignia has ended up being like the inciting incident in a lot of your guys' stories. It's like, how did they get tangled up in world affairs? Iphignia. How did Iphignia get involved in them? It's complicated. That is something I have thought about. Oh, that's really interesting, Frog. Gwyn has already bordered on villainy out of obsession with stories with pirates. She's been doing it because it's cool and interesting. If she was going to go down the full villainy route, she would be the comedic villain who isn't aware that she's doing bad. Gwyn is Limsa Team Rocket. Yes!
Hey!
Right up in my face. See, you fell. She's the Riddler. I'm skipping like some of the heavier ones. More of their like, I'm picking more like superficial day-to-day kind of questions.
Yeah.
What is their most annoying habit?
Ignoring the fact that she is one, the Azure Dragoon, and two, the Warrior of Light.
Three, a human person who needs rest. I like that, Sergi.
Aww.
Tridane does thumper, he stomps his foot non-stop. Oh my god,
That's
yes.
so cute.
It's so cute. I think she's Davy Jones, but she's more Captain Pugwash. What's Iphignia's most annoying habit? I think Iphignia is one of those people who goes on, like, if you get her, like, plus, if you get her talking about something she really cares about, she goes off. But I think she's also one of those people who uses big words and refuses to explain them. Like, she just kind of assumes you know what she's talking about and doesn't clarify anything, and you're like Oriange. She's on the Oriange level a little bit. It's like, what are you talking about? what are you saying? I love how much you've committed.
I know. I'm committing to the bit. I'm intending to post this on Twitter.
Wonderful. Catching the horns on anything she leaves her head on most of the time and unintentionally damaging it.
Oh, it's so cute.
That's so sweet. The FC house must be a fucking mess. Scratches on everything. Everything's banged up. Leave them. Interesting. It's a fun one. Do they believe in gods or not? Do they consider themselves devout?
Yes, actually, which is unusual for me. I have a trend with characters of them being not very religious. But I think
X is about the 12?
I think so. And again, I'm going to get super mushy here because in the character creation, the character that I picked was the lover, and she found Iphignia. And
so
she's a Makote, keeper of the moon, and the lover is also the moon goddess of the moon. So I think she is religious to especially particularly that god.
Menfina.
Menfina, yeah.
Look.
So yeah, that's actually a break away from tradition from me, and I would say yes.
Yeah. Trinity used to be. Good answer. Iphignia, because there's very much a culture in the steppe, without getting too much into it, of like following the stars and finding guidance in that and fate. And I feel like she very much has that, but I also feel like I've always just thought this in terms of like speech, but I don't know if she actually believes Because I feel like Iphignia just picks up like, like when people swear, but like in that like blasphemous way, she just picks up all of them. So she alternates between like the Kami, the Fury, the 12. Like she just picks one to swear about. I don't know what she believes. Oh, that's a good answer. Yes, believes in them, but does not believe gods have any interest in the small lives of common people and chooses not to pay attention to them for the most part. That's a good
Sam
answer.
Vime's approach. In Discworld, being an atheist is not advisable to one's health.
Do you believe in Eorzea? Do I believe in Eorzea? What a question. I don't know anymore is the short answer to that. I think Iphignia is devout, but not specifically to gods. Like, to the idea of, like, fate and guidance, and maybe like, the Kami and that kind of, Flurry Sway in the game. I don't know if she believes in, like, the 12 specifically, or, like, the Fury specifically. Interesting! That prompted way more interesting answers than I thought it would be. I know the answer to this for some of you. How does your character react to having to kill or harm others?
It's got to be done.
There it is.
Doesn't like harming innocents. Absolutely very against innocent, because, you know, that plays to the good alignment, but if it is a case of, like, you need to die because you are hurting people, she can do it.
It's also a good answer for Frog about Nadthal. No surprise by anyone. Brief tangent. Iphignia's chosen one was Nemea the Fate Weaver. That's literally her whole thing. How does Iphignia? I don't think Iphignia likes killing things. I don't think Iphignia likes inflicting harm. She's a healer. Like, that's not what she's about. Yes, Naren, I enjoy them very much. I have looked at them. Yeah, I don't think Iphignia likes. I don't think she's like opposed. She's not like a pacifist. She will do it, especially if, you know, to protect people. But she's ultimately a healer. She'd rather no one hurt anyone. Doesn't like doing harm. Try to avoid it at all costs unless you do very minimal damage, but push to kill with heavy heart. Cool. Oh, we talked about Final Fantasy again. Okay. We're doing character development questions for our words.
Enjoy
of, like,
my
welcome
creation, Kay.
Also, Blue's made this deeply cursed thing.
This is my magnum opus. I'm gonna post this to Twitter and become Twitter famous.
You absolutely are. That's not a joke. That's gonna happen. Dragoose. Oh my god, I hate you.
These are Dragoose.
See? The divine... Just look back at stream and I hate it now. Here's no Dragoose. You have a real contest for how you're going to caption this tweet.
Honestly, it is tempting just to go with I will cause problems on purpose.
Yeah. What's the... It's a new day in Ishgard, you are a terrible Azure again.
That's a good one, yeah.
Oh, this is a very specific question, but I like it. There's some good character questions in here. Oh, nice, Frog. I like that answer. Where do they put their weapons, magic items, or other valuables while they are sleeping? I feel like Exa sleeps with the with the lot. I feel like that's never far.
It's never far. Yeah, it is close to the bed.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't sleep with it in the bed. Jesus.
I don't know. feel like if she's like out in the wild, then the planetarium's near her. But the thing is, she can like Mjolnir bring it to her, so she doesn't need to keep it right next to her. I feel like if she's at the house, because she has those 2 floors, I feel like it'd be on the table downstairs. Like it's near her, but it's not like on her person. Or it's on Achilles. Like if she's out camping, like it's like attached. It's like on Achilles' saddle, so she can grab it. I feel like that answer probably changes as the game goes on, and she's been an adventurer for longer. But yeah, especially because again, planetariums are a little fragile. I feel like everything else she like uses. She's one of those people who uses it as a pillow. She like bundles everything up, and that's the pillow. I think the gun is probably in the bed with her if no one tells her not to. I see that. Which gun? Who knows? I'm like angry at how good this looks. I'm like upset by it. Because I'm gonna see a dragoon in the wild and think about this, and I hate that. Leaving on the shield, like in it. One of my favorite questions. This is one of my favorite character development questions for any character, which everyone is gonna hate me for asking. Big field, small character, fits if curled up. Oh my god, yes. I love it. Roman keeps the majority of her stuff on Winnick. That makes sense. Hello, Basso.
Hello! I'm making cursed things.
Blue's making cursed things. We're developing our Warriors of Lights in chat. It's great. It's a good day.
We're once again talking about Final Fantasy. We will not apologise.
No. But yes, this is one of my favourite questions for any character builds, but I'm just gonna get with it. How does your Warrior of Light feel about storms? Are they afraid of them, or do they calm them down?
So my instinctive thing was like, no, because cat, but then I thought about it and I was like, she fights dragons. She's not scared by loud noises.
I know Ura have canonically like better hearing than everyone else, so maybe she doesn't. No, she hates them because. Do you remember what I said earlier about her leaving home with all her friends? They died in a shipwreck.
Ooh.
I feel like she does not like storms.
Yeah.
I feel like that's bad memory times for her. Because also it's so fucking loud for her. Like, she's got little amplifications on the side of her head. We're also sorting out which people like the Sea of Clouds and which people hate them. Yeah, Trinan has all the markers of someone who would have a bad time in a storm.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Enjoys the rage of nature. What a phrase. That's a good one. That's the next one.
Dang.
There's some good fucking questions in
That
it.
is good. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Like that's an answer that you write down and save. The rage. I enjoy the rage of nature.
Hell yeah. I love the past tense of that sentence, Tess. Lulu feels like she should hate storms because sailing and pirates, but has never actually captained a ship, so is yet to experience one. We got two different pirate characters in chat. Yes. Goodness and them so it's seen the same way. Sailors do, sometimes good, sometimes bad. But why are they so loud? Maybe you could put lightning in a gun?
Don't.
Empire intensifies. And Suleiman say yes. Lulu is a real pirate, eyes emoji. I love this question. What does their handwriting look like? Is it neat or near illegible?
Oh god, no, it's a wonder that Exa can write at all.
Ifignia has cursive, like... yeah, Ifignia's got gorgeous handwriting. That's why she's in charge. That's really why she's in charge of the FC.
She can write.
Handwriting question marks. Pronade is illiterate. This is why she's in charge of the FC. She can do the paperwork. She's the only one who could sign the paperwork for this.
Ifignia's just there looking at half of the FC company going, how can 6 adults not write? And we're all just like, the economy's in shambles.
This is the real reason Ifignia has this FC. It's just a school. She just brings them all in the library and is like, let me teach you how to read. Quinn looks like an adult but is not an adult. Correct, yes. Very square and readable. I feel that. Lulu has neat handwriting. She doesn't know why exactly. She never learned. Almost as if she was a book wizard in a past life. I love that that's Lulu's canon shit. I can picture Trelane trying to learn how to read and there's a little tongue sticking outside of his mouth, like, concentrating.
Behold.
Ifignia is more than happy to teach any of your characters how to read. Look at this wonderful. Oh my god. Wow. What have you done?
I worked way too hard on this.
This is the thing is with this is that this is impressive. Is what you've done.
Just because I worked way too hard on it.
Wow. I'm speechless.
I'm dying. Yep. That's going on Twitter.
This is what we've done.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Tag it with Final Fantasy 14 as well, please. Begging you.
Okay.
Let this blow up. Oh god. This is a quick 1, 2, or 3 question. Of the sun, the stars, and the moon, which do you associate with your work of light?
Obviously.
I feel like it's an easy answer for moon.
Yeah.
Moon for you, stars for
Obviously
me.
Moon Mikote, moon goddess, it's the moon.
Yeah. Astrologians. Nimia. We do a quick one. Sun for Lulu, I see it. I can hear some of our friends thinking about this in the cluster. Yeah, I love. This is obvious from various the gestures at current D&D character, but I love the image of the moon as like the beacon of the night. I love that shit. Stars gentle and provide guidance. Stop. Some of your answers are killing me, Sanji. Are you putting more detail onto this?
Yeah, I'm putting the little accents on it.
Oh my god. I feel like this answer is related to the other question we asked. Sorry. Oh. A lot of stars. A lot of stars.
Hmm.
Like it. I love it. Is this one just the other question repeated? I feel like I'm going to throw it out to the group anyway. Is your warrior of light good at math?
No.
Do they like it or do they hate it?
Actually, she's not good at arithmetic or like
Practical
calculation
mathematics.
or calculations or anything like that. But she is good at the spur of a moment. If I yeet myself at this thing, I will have this
life
angle of trajectory. She's good at trajectory and things like that.
Propulsion.
Yeah, propulsion. Yeah, it's like
physics,
yeah,
right?
like
practical
how in
physics.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow smashes a crane and the rope flings him off and he lands off another ship. It's like the split second to know that if I pull this, it's gonna fling me off and I'm gonna land there. Exa can do that. She's like, if I jump off this and bounce off this, I will land here.
She'd be very good at snooker.
Yes, she would be.
The opposite of me in real life.
But when it comes to like adding and sums, no.
I feel like, unfortunately, Iphigenia is probably very good at maths. She's probably really good at like theoretical math too. There's a lot of like high level magic, I think, comes down to like physics and theoretical math. So I feel like she probably actually would be good at it. She's book smart. And I do like that take as well, because like I feel like Iphigenia is not good at like the math of strategy, the math of war. You know? Some good answers to this question. Gwyn, it depends. Academically, probably not, but she has very good practical knowledge regarding specific measurements and quantities for a mechanist gadgets. Probably wouldn't be able to explain it numerically. Good at counting items and people as logistic and supply, but not any math besides plus minus. Yeah, that had way more interesting answers than I thought it would. That's my own song, I didn't realise. Yeah, Blue, I think you've hidden the spot, I think.
Oh, whoops. Have I?
3 hand tools instead of 3 arms, that makes sense.
Ah, piss.
No, you're
That shouldn't be doing that.
But we know we went into this so confident, thinking we had the entire
I went into this
setup.
very confidently, thinking that everything was working.
I mean, it is working. It's just not showing.
Well, no, I should have everything on display. It's one of the things of like using music. Of you can use music if you have it credited.
That's true.
So that should be there, and it's not. There we go. I deeply apologise for that. Hopefully, I'm not going to get in trouble.
Oh, there's some really wholesome questions in here. Ooh. Short question or a longer question?
Let's go for a long one.
Let's go for a longer one. This is a really wholesome one. Let's do a wholesome one. What little things do they notice about people or the world around them that make them happy?
I mean, X's the easy one because for her,
feel
it's
like
noticing things.
People and the world are two different questions.
Yeah, in terms of the world, for Exa it's very easy because she notices things like birds singing and flowers that are growing.
Yes, we keep an eye on it, Stanji, don't worry. Let me think. People, I think Iphignia's seen enough terrible people that when people go to like insane lengths to do good, but like little things, I think it's it's those small things that people do to make people's lives a little easier. Like things that don't really matter, but or not even better, like, or easier, just like people who plant, like in Gridania, people must plant those flowers in central Gridania, like those kind of people, like those little things. But in the world, I think she likes those moments where everything just seems to line up, like coincidences or moments where it feels like it must be fate because it's just so unlikely, or just things that happen by chance that feel so predestined that they almost feel like they can't be, but they somehow are. Like the things we talk about in our friend group of like nearly meeting each other but not quite, or knowing each other before we knew each other, those kind of things.
Yeah.
I think those bring her little bursts of joy.
I suppose we should finish up, shouldn't we?
Speak a second.
What was that, sorry?
Ooh, I cannot hear you again.
Oh. I mean, I haven't been talking much anyway.
Hello?
Hello?
There we go, I can hear you.
I mean, ironically, I was saying that maybe we should finish up. Yes, Sadie!
Hey!
See, Madam knows as well.
Yeah. Well, now you finish that, we'll leave on these nice wholesome notes that people are writing.
Yeah, this was a nice scribble sketchy thing, and it's fun to talk about characters.
Yeah. Oh, these are cute. Hang on. I'm going to the answers to chat. Gwen is thought to be observant. Most people have cool things to steal. More recently, she's begun to notice certain behaviours that she catches on to, or certain trends or colours in clothing. She writes stories about these people in her mind, and then stays around when she finds out those stories are true.
Kota would try to pay attention to the kindness and generosity of people when money and favours are not involved. While she is not in full favour of the development of the world, she does not look forward to a future where people cause more conflict in the world, as the large cities and populations will inevitably cause death and destruction. Wholesome. She believes in the goodness of people.
Yeah. She notices when people seem safe to be around, when people are very, very relaxed with him, because then he begins to trust them and just flop. Flop. Right. On that note,
we're going to end here. I'm going to post my magnum opus. Sorry.
It's just gonna. It's gonna. I'm excited for what I know is gonna happen.
It's so ridiculous. I don't know what to caption it.
You need to find the.
Because I'm tempted to just.
We'll sort it.
I'm tempted with just I will cause problems on purpose, but then the Azure Goose is also great and is what I have saved the file as. Or I'm
I feel
tempted.
like the Azure Goose is too good.
I'm tempted just to caption it. This may be both the best and worst thing I've ever made.
Azure Goose. Azure
Goose. Okay, it's probably going to be Azure Goose.
Okay, and on that note, on that incredibly cursed note, we will finish up.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Azure Goose.
Bye.
Cause problems on purpose.
I will cause problems on purpose. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.